Sarasota Tim, he talks all about all kinds of things, you know, Medicare, financial experts, Social Security, minimalism, all kinds of stuff. But there's one thing that Tim never addresses, and that's taxes. That's right, it's time for me to annoy people and get everybody all fired up because I'm going to talk about Timmy and 1099s. But first, before I do that, I want to talk about MzVicky. She put out a nice, quick, little down and dirty video today, little 2-minute to the point. I'm not even going to say anything about it. I'm not going to talk about it. I'm just going to say it was really good. I enjoyed it. It was quick, concise, to the point. You can't get any more to the point than that. So go over and check out MzVicky's video. I will leave a link below. And Grifter's Anonymous. He put out another go, and I want to say thank you for the kind words, my friend. I do appreciate it. Now, before we get on to Timmy, I want to explain something about this whole 1099, W-2, and W-4 stuff that got everybody all in a tiz. People are making videos. People are going off in comments. Everybody pays taxes. He can't. No, it's different. If you are an employee of someone, it is different than if you do work for someone. Example, say I had a wallpaper business. I hung wallpaper for a living. So I had expenses, right? I had to buy this, that, the other thing. I had to buy tools, I had to buy supply. Anyway, if there was a big job, I would hire other people that I knew that also hung wallpaper. They weren't my employees. They were just people that I called. So I'd call them in, work out the deal. Okay, you get this much. Okay, job's over. I pay them. They go about their merry way. I do this throughout the year. At the end of the year, I say, hey, this is a part of I had all this money coming in. Now I got to pay taxes on all that money coming in, right? Isn't that the way it works? Oh, but I put out a bunch of money to this people. I'm not paying their taxes. See, that's what people, when they get paid under the table, that's what happens. They just get cash and they go run. And then whoever paid them, they got to eat the taxes. Well, I don't do that. I go, hey, what's your name, social security number? There you go. Boom. Here's your 1099. So at the end of the year, when I go, okay, here is my income. Here's my deductions. When I go to my accountant and I say, I paid this person this much throughout the year. And I gave them a 1099 and blah, 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 blah. And the accountant man, I'm not an accountant. And I'm not going to sit here and pretend to be one. I'm not giving you no advice like Timmy. I'm just telling you what I went through and telling you my experience. That's it. 1099, boom. They didn't fill out a W-4. I don't care what school district they're in. I'm not worried about them paying their school taxes. I'm not matching their paying so much of their unemployment that comes out. I'm not giving them a 401k. I'm not paying for their health insurance. I'm not doing none of that. I paid you this much. Here's your 1099. Boom. End of story. Way different than being an employee on the books, coming in every day, 7 days a week, 6 days a week, 5 days a week, whatever it is, 40 hours a week, 35 hours a week, 60 hours a week. Different. Way different. I'm a big-time YouTuber. Not as big as Timothy, of course. But yeah, I'm a YouTuber. I get paid from Google. At the end of the year, I get a 1099. They don't give a shit about anything. All they know is, we paid this dude this much. Here it is. And then the IRS looks at everything and goes, okay, you said you paid this person that much. Let's see if they report it and turn in their 1099 or not. Then you got a problem. They don't know if you paid your child support. They don't know if you paid your school taxes to your local municipality. They don't know if you paid your your state tax. That's not what the IRS does. So when you get on here and start flipping out, oh, well, everybody pays taxes and W-4. What? I don't fill out a W-4 for 1099s. Google didn't make me fill out a W-4. I don't make anybody fill out a W-4 when they are given 1099s. That's different. That's employee shit. So yes, if you're just getting 1099s, you can skate through and escape and squeeze. It's a lot. Sure, you're going to get caught because yes, you still do got to pay taxes, and yes, they have your social security number. But when you are an employee, if you work for me, I'm the boss. That means I have to make sure my shit is in order. So that's right. The county, the township, the state, the federal, everybody's getting all your information and what goes on, because again, you pay unemployment, I have to pay towards your unemployment. I pay so much for your health insurance, you pay. So everybody gets notified that this guy works for me and he's right here. And he filled out this little, how many dependents do you have? And what do you want deducted? And how all that shit happens. Doesn't happen when you do a 1099. So unless somebody says, hey, this guy, he has to pay child support in X amount years. He owes this much. Does the IRS do that? No, somebody has to say, we exhausted all our avenues. You don't think the state or whatever, they try to freeze their accounts or do whatever? I know here in our state, they take your driver's license, so you can't drive. Does that stop people from driving? No, but that's what they do. The IRS doesn't come knocking on your door. So I don't know what you're blowing up about. Oh, everybody pays tax at the IRS. And of all the crazy things that people say about Tim, of all the crazy hypotheses, of all the little stories and dumb shit that people say, to actually say that, well, maybe he doesn't want to be on the books with a W-2 job. That's why he prefers a side hustle of 1099. For you to lose your shit, get your panties in a wad, and have your blood pressure spike over that. Woo! I guess you're just going to have to be annoyed, because I'm going to talk about it yet again. So, now, Sarasota Tim. All the stuff he does, all the things he makes videos about. I mean, come on. Apparently, he tells us everything. Nothing is beyond the realm of Sarasota Tim. Making coffee 5,000 times is worthy of a video. Going to the car wash 89,000 times is worthy of a video. Putting air in your little Chinese balloon tires is worthy of a video. You are the king of Social Security on YouTube. Now you're a Medicare expert. You're a minimalist. You're all kinds of things. Hell, even anybody that we know all about, Johnny Vegas and his wife. It's all lies, but how long they were married, where they got married, what his gizzards are doing. We know all about that. You meet some randos. This is John and Jim. They're from Nebraska. They have 4 children. Little Timmy, little John. And you tell us what their jobs are, where they live, how long they lived there, what they do, how many kids that they have, what streets they live on, their addresses, and everything about them. What kind of car they drive. They have a boat because they live by. You tell us everything about it. Everybody you ever come in contact with. We know everything about Teddy and Jolene. Oh, well, they lived here. They met this. You tell everybody's life story. You give everybody's addresses. You dox everybody you ever meet. You tell us everything about you, how you didn't work, how many wives you had, everything except taxes. You never, ever, ever say anything about taxes. I watch all these RVers all the time, and they break down stuff all the time. They give us all this stuff. You're the big financial guru, right? Well, these people go, well, this is how much we paid for insurance on our RV. This is how much our RV payment is. This is how much we spent on campgrounds. This is how much we spent on fuel this year. This is how much we spent on this. This is how much we spent on eating out. This is how much we spent on blah, 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 blah. And they go through and they break it all down. So why doesn't the financial guru who tells everybody how to live, what to do, and how to spend their money, why don't you let everybody know that, hey, when you're collecting Social Security and you got Medicare, the best plan ever, and then you found the best plan ever, and then you switched to the best plan ever from the best plan ever. But anyway, Why don't you tell people that, oh yeah, when your side hustle is YouTube and you get a 1099, how does that work, Tim? What do we do? See, I'm not like you, Tim. I actually finished school. No, I didn't. I'm not a college educated person, but I finished school. You're a dropout, and we know that your math skills especially are pretty shady, but you're a financial guru. We'll give you that. That's what you claim, so we'll stick with that. So why don't you continue your financial advice? Because I'm just poor white trash, and I don't know what I'm doing here, man. So now I get this 1099, and I'm collecting Social Security. What do I do, Tim? What do I do? Do I have to pay taxes? I don't know. Well, what if, for instance, that Carl dude was right and you owe child support, but you owe $1,000 in taxes at the end of the year? How can they attach or garnish your tax return if you don't get one? I don't know. Maybe you should find a W-2 or a W-4 to go along with your 1099, like these people in the comments and they're flipping out on videos about. I don't know, but anyway, you should enlighten us, Tim. You should tell us. When you get all your buy me a coffee, do they send you a 1099 at the end of the year too? We paid out this much. If you have a Patreon, is it the same thing? Do you get like an influx of 1099s from all over the place because you have all these streams of income? If so, how does it work? Do you have it all figured out? Do you get on, I don't know, TurboTax? And do you, since you're so, such a whiz with technology, you helping all these people fix their little TVs and stuff. Since you're a whiz, do you get on TurboTax and do your own taxes? Do you pay an accountant? I doubt, because you don't pay for anything. But then again, you have all these people giving you money, so maybe you take their money. Do you have money set aside? So at the end of the year, if you owe money, you have it to pay. Or do you just make shit up and come up with deductions and you break even? So at the end of the year, when April 15th is winding around, do you go, oh shit, I'm panicking. I got to pump out videos. I got to get people to buy me a coffee because I got to pay my taxes. Or do you just kick back and go, I ain't worried. I don't have a worry in the world. This shit's covered. Why don't you fill us in, Tim? How does it work? You tell us every other mundane, bullshit, boring ass thing. You drive through neighborhoods and go, oh, look at this. Look at the roof on that house. You show us all this boring shit. That's a tree. Yeah, all this other dumb shit. You take us to the same inlets 47 times. You go to Wal Mart 14 times a day and complain that people are in Wal Mart. Why don't you give us some tax advice to go along with your Medicare and your Social Security and your minimalist advice? Help us out. I don't know, Tim. Come on. We're all patiently waiting. So there you go. That's all I got to say. Fill us in, Tim. Fill us in. Maybe you can settle it and get these people all calmed down because they're all hyped up about W-2s, W-4s, and 1099s, and it's all the same. And What we do here is go back.